Back in the day, let's say around 15 years ago, Manchester United were considered one of the most dominant teams in football history, winning multiple league titles and Champions League trophies. A team that was filled with Avenger-type players that no one dared to challenge, let alone face. They instilled fear, the type of fear that isn't healthy. This led them to having amazing success in every competition. But what about now? Are they able to duplicate this success today in 2024? Well, it seems like fans barely recognize them now. It's as if they've been completely forgotten. So after their slow starts this season in both the Premier League and the Europa League, we can all agree on that Manchester United is eternally doomed. So today, we are going to discuss what problem is Manchester United currently facing? How can they rise to the challenge? We will discuss everything you can ever imagine in this video, every single last piece. So without any more yapping, let's get right into it. So the first thing we've got to ask ourselves is, what series of events brought them to this exact pivotal moment? First, we need to look back at Manchester United from 2 years ago, the summer of 2022 to be more exact. This was when Erik ten Hag was chosen as Manchester United's new manager, and with new management came new transfers. Anthony Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, Lisandro Martinez joined the squad immediately without giving much thought. That year, many people felt Manchester United's fresh new signings made them a very dangerous team, at least on paper. However, I suspect they say that every season. So regardless of what I think about them, they first ended up losing their first 2 Premier League matches with Crystal Palace and Brentford. Not a good result. But in Ten Hag's first season, he secured his side a Carabao Cup trophy with a 2-0 win against Newcastle in the final. And in the Premier League, he led his side to a solid 3rd place. So despite the good start by Ten Hag, there was a lot of room for improvement, specifically in the striker position, as he had been in a lot of controversy with the man, the myth, the legend, Cristiano Ronaldo. And on top of that, he needed a new goalkeeper, because De Gea had been extremely bad over the last few years, costing them important games along the way. And I'm assuming he had no longer trust in him. So after doing some long and detailed research, he had found some players he liked. Andre Onana, Rasmus Højlund, Mason Mount, and Amrabat were all part of their shopping spree in 2023. These players filled the gaps that United were desperately lacking in previous seasons. So ahead of the 23-24 season, Manchester United was looking really solid on paper, but somehow they ended up in 8th place. Yes, that one was super unexpected. During that season, they suffered several difficult losses, including a 4-0 loss to Crystal Palace, 3-0 defeat to Bournemouth, and a 3-0 home loss to Newcastle. All horrible results for Manchester United. So then, there was a 24-25 season, so pretty much this year. Ten Hag was very aware of what he needed to do now, and that was to buy some new players. So De Ligt, Ugarte, Zurski, I think that's what his name is pronounced, and a few others were brought into United from one of the worst seasons they've had in the 21st century. Ten Hag felt the weight and expectations and was determined to revive the Red Devils this year. Now, did they manage to fix it?
A crushing defeat for Manchester United.
Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2.
Let's just say it's not looking good right now. They've had some stupid and controversial decisions against them, but I don't even think that's a good excuse. So as of right now, given that Manchester United is ranked 21st in the Europa League and 14th in the Premier League at the recording of this video, they are essentially doomed. Their primary concern currently lies in the inefficiency of their offensive tactics. Even Nottingham Forest, a team that I didn't even know existed 10 years ago, is outperforming Manchester United in terms of points in the league. And if you don't believe me, you can take a look. Crazy, right? But we must note that Erik ten Hag has finally been fired, and that was a wise decision. Because let's be real, Ten Hag was a huge part of the problem. Ten Hag simply did not know what he was doing. His game plans have been a complete mess. While sacking him was a positive step, they still have some problems that they need to be solved if they want to finish in the top 6 this season. The first and most obvious issue is that the players have to start showing up. We all know what those players are capable of, and what we're seeing now isn't the same as what we've seen in the past. And the only players that have been good or kind of consistently good have been Onana, Garnacho, and maybe even Diego Dallo. Also, let's be honest, the only reason why these players haven't been performing as good is mostly because of, you guessed it right, Eric Douchebag. Damn, that was kind of cringy. You can see that the players did not look happy or even fully committed in their games. It's clear that the coach's tactics and management style did not bring out the best in them. But now, that all can change thanks to one man, Ruben Amorim. I think that's what his name is pronounced. At Sporting, the Portuguese manager played a 3-4-3 formation. It remains to be seen if he will implement the same formation with this new team. But usually, his teams are known for dominating possession and playing offensive football, something Manchester United is desperately looking for. This season, his team in Portugal averaged 65% possession. This is something he plans to replicate for the Red Devils as well. But I think there will be some issues. One being the formation. You see, the 3-4-3 formation only has two midfielders. Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and Kobe Mino are some of his options. Building a perfectly dynamic midfield will be kind of difficult. He will also need to invest a lot of time in identifying his best starting lineup. This is a normal phase when you're a new coach, but with this group of players, I think it will take a lot longer than usual. However, there are many advantages to this appointment as well, and the biggest benefit in my opinion is the defensive aspect of it. You see, with the 3-4-3 formation that Ruben likes to play in, he'll be able to start Lenny Yoro, Lisandro Martinez, and Matthias de Ligt at the exact same time. And on top of that, they can also play Harry Maguire in that same formation, because Maguire did a really good job in that same formation under Gareth Southgate with England. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there. And not only that, but Diego Dalot and Luke Shaw are perfect wingbacks. They can go up and down on the pitch because they're both really good offensively. And I think it'll work out really well. Luke Shaw's crosses and Diego Dalot's technical ability will be hugely beneficial. But everything won't be like that immediately. That is only possible in a perfect reality. In actuality, there will be changes and adjustments to be made. So as of this moment, we can all agree on one thing. Manchester United can come back. They might still have a chance at redemption. All we can do now is simply wait and see how it plays out. So yeah, that is pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate if you leave the like and subscribed if you like content like this. And if you want to discover what happened to the long sleeves in football, click the screen now or up above. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. I'll catch you guys on the next one.